Hey everybody, welcome to Grand Tacticians, the Civil War. This is the Confederate campaign. In this episode, we are going to see the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia try to break out of the siege that the Union forces have them at Washington. We are actually outnumbered in this battle. Morale is very shaken from long months of siege warfare and lower supplies. We have that and a whole lot more in the latest episode of Grand Tactician, the Civil War. So here we have the Army of Northern Virginia's attempt to break the siege of Washington, D.C. So Beauregard's army has been kind of trapped over the past winter, pretty much since February, I'm guessing, in Washington, D.C., while Preston's Cavalry Corps has been raiding around Baltimore for the past couple months. Unfortunately, no one seems to be getting the advantage of the siege, and as Beauregard and his army, with Lee and Ewell's corps, fight skirmishing action all along the trench lines around Washington, the Union army grows and grows and grows. So Beauregard's trying to see if he cannot break this stalemate around Washington before the Union is able to completely converge all their armies on top of him. Now, our scouts report the enemy is near Maryland, and our army is to prepare for battle. We are facing the Army of Shenandoah under command of Thornton F. Broadhead, with a strength of some 37,000 men and 91 guns. The enemy army is green, and the morale is reported to be determined. Reports indicate their supply situation is outstanding. The supply state of our army is outstanding, according to this headquarters report. Now, a couple things that I see that are a little glitchy here. In the game, it is April 2nd. In the campaign. The battle map shows February 20th, 1862. My guess is the siege started around that time. And I could be wrong. I haven't double checked. But it is very curious and odd that February 20th is the battle time. I did do a test of this before starting the battle up again, where I think I retreated and confirmed that it goes back to the April 2nd campaign date. I'm thinking whatever happens in this battle, we go back to April 2nd in the campaign map. And I'm hoping that all other battles will follow the right timeline. My concern is, as this game has gotten patched up, and now that we are in 1.0 release, that the shelf life on the Confederate campaign might be at its end. We're going to try to fight through it and finish this campaign, though. It's been a very fun and, for me, a very fun campaign, to say the least. So we have a current reported morale. We show stable, the Union shows confident. But the Army of Northern Virginia itself is nervous. Preston's Corps, who is coming from the northwest, is about 19 hours away. And that's an all-cavalry corps. But they are in much better condition than the Army of Northern Virginia. Ewell's Corps is 2 hours away on the other side of the Washington defenses, and they look to be in better condition. I'm assuming the nervousness is all Lee's Corps, who seems to be taking on the brunt of the assault of the sieging. Pillow is listed as unstable, James's division nervous, and Clayton's division nervous. Their provisions, though, seem very good. So I don't know if it's the constant siege warfare that has been taking place for over a month or two that has created this situation. Their supply situation, although not ideal, is, from the reports, okay. Or maybe it's weather and sickness that is ultimately leading to a lot of the morale distress. So looking at these reports are kind of interesting to look at. They break down you can break down all the way down to your divisions, and I think, and to your brigade. So you can go down to what the game considers your best brigade. So D.R. Jones's brigade, he has a ton of experience. He has fought in 7 battles so far as a brigade commander. His rank is number 1 according to this. His fame is 100. He has a pretty good administration rating. So does Hampton's Legion. You have Trappier's brigade, which is relatively newer. Now the initial plan for the battle is we hold the stronger position, but we find ourselves in the position of a minor defeat. Sometimes this changes though once you start. So we'll see when we hit that play button how much this moves around, because we control all the objectives and we have quite a bit of good amount of engineering points to deal with. So I think we're going to make some strong points around some of these small hill areas. Now I was thinking of making a redoubt around Emory, over the Emory house here, this little hill. I might actually cut that off a little bit shorter along. There's this little stream here, Milkhouse Ford, that crosses the Milkhouse Ford Run. So I'm seeing a strong point, Piney Branch, left fork along the stream here to Mosier's Hill and the Ray House Farm along the 7th Street Turnpike, and then extending down to Rock Creek Church Road, and that crosses with the 7th Street Turnpike at the Church Road crossing. That will be our extreme left. Then we have enough forces to cover that. We might hold a small reserve to plug any holes until Ewell reinforces. I imagine Ewell should be, based on the campaign map, should be arriving from like the northeast. So Ewell arrives from the northeast. If we hold out long enough, or if the battle goes on to the second day, we expect Preston's Corps to probably come along the Oak Grove Post Office Road, or more likely the Milkhouse Ford Road, I'm thinking. So that would be right behind the Union forces. I'm wondering where the Union force is coming. I'm imagining straight down the 7th Street Turnpike from Oak Grove Post Office. A couple things about the headquarter reports, though. We have some weird information going on at the intelligence office, where we have the Army of Ohio written over the Army of Northeastern Virginia. So it looks like they're expecting reinforcements as well. Now, according to the initial report that I read, it looked like the Army of Shenandoah was only 37,000 strong. But here we're listing about 44,000. And then another 20,000 from Army of Northeastern Virginia and the Army of Ohio. Again, who knows if they're actually going to show up? We don't know. So I guess that's one thing. Preston is 19 hours away. Maybe detaching our cavalry corps has left us blind to the accuracy of our intelligence. We're going to build some strong points at our places that we are going to defend the victory positions. So we have breastworks and a parapet here over by the Ray House. The Church Road, we're going to dig in around there as well. The Mosher farmhouse and hill area command the center of the position, so we're going to build a redoubt around there. We have perfect defensible terrain around the Piney Branch Ford crossing. So here is our positions right now. We're kind of using the center here of the stream and the forested area as its own natural barrier. We've fortified it. We've fortified the flanks a little bit heavier. I've kept James's division in the center to guard the center and act as a reserve. We can peel brigades off of his division if one of the flanks is threatened. One or more of the flanks is threatened. If they try to come up the middle, which would be if they somehow come through the middle here, I think that'd be a very bad mistake, as we can turn our guns towards the center with We have Waitman's guns here on the right, guarding the Milkhouse Ford Road. Little's guns guarding the 7th Street Turnpike Road. Also, my only other concern is if the weight of the attack is on our right, we could peel away McLaws and send him over to reinforce the right. So we have interior lines, also natural defenses of interior lines too, like a big fence right here. My only concern is I don't want to commit Rosser's guns to one side or the other. We could move the batteries up on the left fork hill, where I have no artillery cover right now, although it might be the best situation because that is probably the most prominent high ground of our position, looking at it. And I feel it's most likely where the Union position will be. But that's going to be the one change I'm going to make to this initial setup. We're going to position Rosser's guns right on top of this left fork hill because it commands such a good portion of the battlefield. All right, let's begin this battle. Let's move up. Okay, Lee's moving and Beauregard is moving. Move Clayton a little bit further. Oh, that is one thing. They will automatically move to get the best position. Your division and corps commanders. It is 7 in the morning on April 2nd. Never mind the February 20th, 1862. That is wrong. Our victory ticker is going against us. Like the Union controls this road. According to the victory bar, they are estimating 84,000 Union soldiers versus we currently only have 21,000. So the victory bar has stopped. We're trying to provoke the Union into the attack. Now, we have a defensible position, but they hold a minor tactical victory on us. So I wonder if they will even try to attack. It looks like we are gaining victory points, though. All right, we've spotted Union troops. So horse artillery spotted down the 7th Street Turnpike. And the South Carolina artillery under Major Lewis H. Little opened fire. Unit is cut off. So let's march Pillow over here near the Mosier House. So it looks like they might be attacking straight down the 7th Street Turnpike. Wade Hampton is on alert. He'll move over to help reinforce that position if need be. It doesn't look like our morale is going to improve at all. 30%. Influences on morale per hour. Basic rally value is plus 19%. Overall change per hour is 20. Okay, so it can change over hour. Now, of course, once we start hitting casualties, that's going to change. McCown has a perk. Could have been useful. I think Iron Discipline might be the way to go right now. Yeah, we're going to give them Iron Discipline just because we can. I think we need it. All our units are going to get the Iron Discipline. Men are trained to high standards of discipline, and they understand the meaning of keeping their ranks together under fire. Cohesion increases 25% faster. And level up in ranged combat. It doesn't impact morale though. So I hope here is that they stay intact. Their cohesion stays intact, and they will lose morale. So the Union sending in their horse artillery though. 2 battalions of horse artillery. Do we see any other federal presence? No. Let's see what they do here. Let's see how our skirmishers fare. My concern about the skirmishers is that they're going to just run away. Let's see if we can't send some skirmishing units to harass this horse artillery, not allow them to get into a good position. Skirmishers laying some fire on the lead artillery units that the Federals are sending, unsupported by infantry. Although I think I see infantry coming down the road. Yes, we do. So infantry, and their units are wavering too already. So not only have our units been suffering from the fatigue of siege warfare, it looks like the Federal units have as well. Although now that we've lost contact with the Union 3rd Brigade that we just noticed, so we'll see what they're up to. Now, the funny thing is, 3rd Brigade is on their own initiative. Again, my feelings are the AI is always on their own initiative, so it probably makes little difference to the AI. Good news is that our skirmishers are already discouraging 1st Battery of the Army of Ohio from setting up an attack. It's a very sunny 10 degrees Fahrenheit here, though, on February 20th, or April. I'm sorry, folks, it's April 2nd, not February 20th. All right, we have sickles forming up for battle. And now 2nd Brigade under Frank. Are there any other Union attacks? No. So we're going to try to counter battery fire the 1st Battery. As we've already sent the first 2 Union horse artillery batteries, we've sent them back. News is we're back to well, it says minor victory, so that must mean a minor victory for us. It's in the middle. Our morale has increased to 31.7 overall. Union morale is suffering from the 2 routes already, and it looks like there are other batteries about to rout. So our concern about our army being fragile because of siege warfare, looks like the Union is suffering that as well. Both armies in a very sad state of mind. We see another Union column, though, coming down the Piney Branch, or through Piney Branch. Let's see if Waitman's gun can open up fire. We're going to try to bombard that Union Brigade. Colonel George Smith guarding the Piney Branch crossing. Let's send some skirmishers out. We can use this fence right here. Do like now one newer feature I've noticed with the 1.0 release is when you have your unit clicked, it is telling you what unit they are specifically targeting. That was not there before, and is very useful because yes, you would click on certain units and order them to fire on that unit, but there was no indication that that's what they were doing. So Major Waitman's guns are firing on the Union 1st Brigade. So this is a brigade from the Army of Northeastern Virginia. Ooh, has Ewell arrived? Ewell arrives. It looks like Ewell's a little bit better condition than Lee's Corps. It looks like Army of Ohio is retreating back. Now again, there's a feud going on, and maybe that's the main issue. They actually want to attack across Piney Branch, but the Army of Ohio commander had better ideas and try to cross down the 7th Street Turnpike. We're giving marching orders to Ewell's Corps. We should probably go around the Rock Creek Church Road. We're going to order them into marching column. Let's send Jackson down the road. So the Union units are being repulsed very easily. This is a very good sign. So 1st Division batteries are now trying to set up attack across Piney Branch. They are already wavering. Our skirmishers are there to meet them. Councilmen's batteries are sent reeling back. We have a fresh brigade under McCook now. They look like they are in good order. That's the army of the Shenandoah. Now, reports suggest that the army of Shenandoah, though, are very green troops, inexperienced, but it's a larger force. So, can the weight of numbers prevail for the Union? Let's assign marching orders to Gladden's division. Jackson is the lead division from Ewell's Corps. We just want to get them into a position where they can move in any direction. We'll hold the Union off with Lee's Corps and his defenses for as long as we can until the Union can break a position, or we'll swap out units as we see units start to waver. As you can see, our victory bar, though, is ticking upwards. But overall, a very small amount of casualties. Union commanders are bringing in reinforcements. We have General Dix, Miles, Whitaker, and McCook, supported by some more artillery. Schenck and Sumner. But the Union is feeding their troops in piecemeal, and our defenders are able to swat them away like flies. Good analogy, right? All right. We got skirmishers along the creek here, the Piney Branch Creek. And it looks like they're going to try to focus their attention on the Piney Branch Creek crossing. As I see more brigades, one more brigade under Burnside. We do have skirmishers guarding the crossing. Now, it's a fordable creek, so they can cross anywhere, but it is a victory objective. We're going to order David Jones to plug up this gap here. It's not a true gap, as we are in a second line position. And if you made it this far into the video, I do appreciate your time. Please hit that like button, subscribe, or leave a comment. I do appreciate you watching. Thank you. The Union looks a little bit more tentative now. Ooh, looks like Phelps regained or rallied. He was broken, and now he looks like he's rallied. He has. I thought I had ordered Gladden's division to move earlier. He either did not get those orders or are mistaken. Now it looks like the Union is setting up for a two-pronged assault. Again, trying to hit through the Piney Branch crossing and one down the 7th Street Turnpike. Again, they kind of move forward their artillery and expose it to our skirmisher fire. Very aggressive with their artillery. Our best brigade in the army, Jones's brigade, will post up some skirmishers along the creek. Major Lewis's little battery, the South Carolina battery. Now they're bringing in a lot more men. As you can see, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 brigades now threatening Bonham's skirmishers. We might order them to fall back. We're actually going to we're going to try to recall skirmishers, and they are actually broken now. Actually, let's order Little to, we should be bombarding this infantry here. The Union troops have lots of ground to cover before they can reach the top of the hill here. That's going to be, might cause a lot of casualties on their end. We're going to shift our line down. Actually, we're probably, let's send McLaws over to reinforce McCown. We have a division under David Hunter commanding the Union forces at Piney Branch Ford. We're going to shift Bonham down a little bit over here. He doesn't seem to have a good field of fire from that current position. So another little nice touch that the 1.0 version does give us is, so I've clicked on the division command and it gives us the aim of all the units that are currently firing at their targets. So I can quickly look at all the units I'm firing upon by clicking on the division command. So I would imagine going one up we'll get even more. Uh-oh. James is feuding again. We're about to lose control of James's division. He may not be the division commander that much longer here. We should have made that change earlier. Must be some kind of political forces in play. James should have been gone a long time ago. We're going to order this battery, Waitman's battery, to bombard this position right here, as you have this congestion of blue. And the Union finally forming a proper grand artillery battery, but they're also dealing with their own insubordinate commanders. Now, that looks like a pretty strong battery position right there. 17 guns. So we're estimating 34 guns right here supporting their attack at Mosher's Hill. It's time to call in some I want to reinforce Mosher's Hill. We're going to move Jackson into a position to reinforce Pillow at Mosher Hill. So about a half past noon now on day 1 of this battle. We're going to try to drive these skirmishers. See if we can use McCown and hit them from long range. Oh, no. So far, Pillow has only lost 79 men. We've improved our situation to about a minor victory. New estimates on enemy strength is at 78,000. I think it was originally 87,000 men. Estimated enemy casualties is about 450 to our 81. Our morale has actually improved since the start of the battle. I think it was at 30. It's at 39.9. I believe Federal morale has fallen slightly. They're losing morale to routes -5. We will pick up the second part of the battle in the next video. I do appreciate your time in watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on the next one. Thank you.